Hey everybody, welcome to the Infinite Regression. Oh man, why do you always end up here? I don't know. I don't know why it is, but don't worry, you're not going to be stuck here forever. And also, we got video games. Today we're going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite pick 'em up, put 'em down style games, which is an important style of game to have. It's called Glorkian Warrior: The Trials of Glork. And this little gem comes to us from Pixel Jam, who are known for many things: Potato Man, Dino Run, Nova Drift, a bunch of really cool indie games that are also very highly rated. And this one is no different. Glorkian Warrior, although it is not a pixel based game, it has very much a retro vibe, and it is very, very fun. Before I get into the review, real quick, just a little bit of information about where the hell I've been and what I've been doing. So I've been sick for a little while, was not in good voice for quite a bit, was just constantly tired. And so I'd come home from work, and instead of reviewing video games, I would take long naps and whatnot. And so, yeah, like I didn't just decide to become a poet and give up video games forever. So that is not what happened. I'm back. Part of the problem was I had two attempted video game reviews that turned out to be very deep, involved type games that I really, really need to sink some time into before I can give a proper review to it, because I am trying to do better. In times past, I have given very, quick reaction type of reviews to games that I didn't really play for all that long. And so really it's a first impression rather than a proper review. I'm trying to do proper reviews. So I've had two failed reviews. I've been sick. I've been busy. So I'm sorry that it's been a little minute since we last reviewed a game. Anyway, with all that said, Glorkian Warrior: The Trials of Glork. This is a fantastic little game. It is one of the best pick 'em up, put 'em down type of games that you can get in your Steam library, and I recommend it extremely highly because it is so much fun. So, like I said, this one comes to us via Pixel Jam, released in 2015. Interestingly, this one was done as a collaboration with an Eisner Award-winning cartoonist, James Kolchaka, I think is how you say his name. I will be honest with you, I do not know who he is, but I do know about the Eisner Awards. It's like the Pulitzer for cartoonists, for people who draw sequential art. And so this guy is obviously of a certain quality, and I love what he did here. This game has a ton of heart. It just does. Like, you can feel that it is an absolute labor of love, and that's what makes it so much fun to play, is because it's not just, a Space Invaders clone or a Galaxian clone or a Galaga clone. Although you can see shades of those games and definite nods to those games, especially Space Invaders. There are some very, very obvious nods to Space Invaders in certain levels. Anyway, you can see all of that. You can see that whoever made this game, they cut their teeth on those classic one-screen shooters that we all knew and loved from the arcades back in the day. Now, I was a Galaxian fanatic back in the day. That's just where I spent a lot of time, because I didn't actually have the last Starfighter video game, and so I would just play Galaxian and just hope that Robert Preston would notice my scores and would come and rescue me. Yes, that's right. Meredith Wilson's The Music Man takes off his face, revealing himself to be an alien, and whisks you away so that you can push a single button to employ the Death Blossom, There are severe plot holes. If you've seen the movie The Last Starfighter, massive plot holes did not stop me from wanting to be whisked away from my humdrum Earth life into a life of, starfighting and being the last of the starfighters. Um, so, yeah, I spent a lot of time playing Galaxian, and the problem with games like Galaxian is that they get very samey. Space Invaders absolutely suffers. Galaxian slightly better than Space Invaders because the enemies like fall from the sky; they come at you. So there's a little bit more of variety. Obviously, Galaga, which I did not own as a kid, many people believe it to be the superior game. Uh, I will always have love in my heart for Galaxian. That's just the way it is. We all have nostalgia for the things that we actually had when we were kids. And that's the one that I had. I did not have Galaga. I played it in the arcades. I was not as good at it. And so I was like, yeah, I like Galaxian better, because I hadn't put in the requisite time because the skills are not exactly the same for being good at Galaxian and being good at Galaga. Is you would think that it would translate directly across. Not necessarily. Anyway, so yeah, Glorkian Warrior. What does it do that is in any way different from its precursors? Well, it kind of solves the problem of the samey feel of those type of games. How does it do this? In a variety of ways. First of all, it has a little bit of story. So you are Glork, the Glorkian warrior, who's been sent to this asteroid to, protect it from alien invasion. Except for it is constantly being invaded by aliens. And also, you meet these two twins who Zoe and Susie are their names or something like that. They're two girls. And they're these little blob type aliens who have put themselves into these like big mechanical robot suits. And they demand that you do various things, that you complete various tasks in order to please them. If you complete the tasks, then you are rewarded with power ups and whatnot. And different unlockables as the game goes on. And all of that, it just makes the game more interesting and more fun as you go at it. So, yeah, it's that part of it makes it more fun and interesting, that you have challenges that you're trying to complete as you go along. Also, there's a certain amount of randomization. Now, when I say randomization, I don't mean procedural generation. This is not a roguelike in any way, shape, or form. What this is a game with pre-made levels that come up in random order. So the number of aliens that you're going to meet and the type of aliens that you're going to see is somewhat randomized. So you're not going to be playing the same level again and again and again. Well, if you play it for a while, you will start to see some of the same levels pop up. But like, not in such a way and not so frequently that you're like, ugh, this again, because the gameplay gets really frantic. And also, there are a ton of power-ups, like really interesting, awesome ones. As I was collecting the gameplay footage, I realized that, by uninstalling this game at some point, or no, I switched computers. That's what happened. And so I lost my old game save that had most of the things unlocked, because there's a gun called the Flarf gun, I think is what it's called. And it just basically shoots farts up into the air, pretty much, kind of. But it's pretty powerful and funny. And there are a lot of interesting power-ups that you can get, and they just fall randomly as you shoot different guys at different times. Also, what falls are little crackers that you can pick up that help increase your score. And there are global leaderboards on this game. I am not globally ranked. I'm sorry that I am not as good as this, as good at this as I wish I was. But if you're looking for a game to join a leaderboard on, and get good at, this one has it, and it's very fun. So yeah, they mix it up with the levels, the types of enemies that you're facing, the little bits and pieces of story. Also, there's a really interesting way that they encourage you to keep playing, which is that Glork is a total coward, and he always assumes he's going to die and that he's going to lose. Because with these type of games, that's the only way that it can end. Otherwise, you would just play endlessly. It's a high score attack. It's not, levels as we know them. I don't know how high the levels go, because obviously I'm not on the leaderboard, so I have no idea. But you can play this for a while, because some of those leaderboard scores are like, dang, how long was the session in which you set that score? I have no idea. Other things that make it interesting, there are these little guys that come along the ground that you have to jump over, and there are 3 types of them. One of them is just like, a Goomba, basically, like doesn't shoot anything, doesn't do anything. You can jump on his head and bounce on him, but also if you don't bounce correctly, you'll take damage. So, that you will have challenges where you need to bounce on these guys, so that's a thing. There's one who has a flamethrower coming out of his mouth shooting horizontally. You can also bounce on his head. And then there's another one who has his face pointed vertically, and he shoots fireballs vertically. You cannot bounce on his head because you'll take damage because he shoots fireballs vertically. So, not only do you need to be aware of what's coming at you from above, but you also need to be aware of what's coming at you from below. So, all in all, with the beautiful cartoon style art, which is very whimsical and fun, and with the interesting enemy design and multiple levels that are going to come up randomly. And then, oh, yeah, Zoe and Susie, the twins, can show up just randomly in the middle of a level and be like, we're bored. We're changing all this for no reason. There's going to be a bunch of basketballs just flying around for no reason or whatever. And so you just kind of got to roll with the changes, because the game does change itself randomly throughout, which is another way that it keeps it from feeling samey throughout. But it never feels unfair. It never feels like, oh, well, I can't beat this because the game just decided to, be ridiculous. And make it way too hard. No, it's never that. Like, if you ever die, you will know that it's your fault. Also, very interestingly, boss battles. There are boss battles. They are very well designed, very fun, very whimsical, and very silly. Yeah. So, and there's this floating head guy that has like weird godly powers, and he comes and just randomizes the game in the middle for no reason and can turn everything into something else just at a whim. So it's a very whimsical little game. It's super duper fun. It's very easy to pick up and put down, or to pick up and play for long sessions and try and do a high score attack. Sure, you can take it either way. But yeah, it's an absolute love letter to the Space Invaders, the Galaxians, the Galagas that came before it. And it shows. It really shows. Oh, one thing I neglected to mention. Great sound design. When you pick up the guns, little kids' voices in the background shout out what gun you just picked up. It just feels very whimsical and lighthearted. And yeah, I've really haven't seen this kind of an approach to this kind of a game before. And so it's very unique, but it's very fun. And best of all, it's cheap. It is $3.99 at full price, and it is well worth that price. But right now, and very often, it goes on sale for 99 cents. On sale now for 99 cents. And for 99 cents, you could certainly do much worse. This is honestly, quite possibly the best 99 cents worth of gaming that I have ever purchased. So, yeah, very much in love with this game. Fantastic. Pick it up if it seems like something that you like. Anyway, people, I need to put a final score on this one. Hold up. Okay, final score-wise, got to do this. Obviously, I can find nothing wrong with this game. It is perfectly perfect. It is exactly what it should be. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, 6 out of a possible 6 Galaxian cartridges for the Atari 800, the 8-bit home computer Atari family. That is what I cut my teeth on back in the day, and that is what this game reminds me of, is how much I love games like that. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. And for 99 cents, you can do no better. Absolutely not. This is a perfect game for what it is. Does exactly what it sets out to do, and I love it. So, anyway, people, that will do it for this one. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.